Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Look, I know I've been gone a while, but it doesn't mean... Oh look, now you made my other half mad. Don't be upset just because I have a symbiote and you don't. We are J-Man, and now, this is how it goes down. It's better to be late than never. And I will solve this issue. Hey, look. Hey, you be quiet. Yeah, I'm in control here. I'm the host. Yeah, that's enough out of you. Alright. Hey, look, OnlyFans. Yeah, you like her, don't you? Make sure you don't overspend just like everything else. Right? Oh my god, look at some of these other people. You don't have a shot with them. Well, I guess there's no time like the present. We better go ahead and solve this, huh? Because...
Welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
How's it going, everybody? What's up, J360 Legion? Welcome to the J-Man Show here for episode 153. Ha! Yeah, you know what? It has been a while since I've done a Saturday special, so I kind of had to hold back a little bit on a few things. Because I was ready and set to go on Wednesday, but had a severe case of writer's block. Yeah, it really doesn't happen to me much, because usually I try to find a way to get through the block. And see, this time it just, I don't know whether it was the humble effect or it was just the fact that, it just wasn't going to happen that day. I mean, you all know the humble effect, right? See, all you real J360 fans know what that is. That's like the prime J-Man weakness. Because, see, that usually happens when I get too big for my britches. And for a while there, I gotta be honest, I was kind of feeling myself. I was kind of smug about a few things, and there was no shame in my game, and, I was on vacation, and all this other wicked stuff, so, yeah, man, I was... You couldn't tell me anything. I was on high life. Hell, I thought I was rich, too. Did you see my bank account lately? I'm just kidding. Kidding. My bank account's actually still pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But, man, it was awesome. And you know what's even better? That one annoying manager at my job. Oh, hell, who am I kidding? They're all pretty damn pathetic. But let me tell you. They were... they were mad because I was on vacation. I mean, like, the funny part is like, they go through this extra mile to act like they care, but you can tell that they don't. But the way they keep trying to run stuff there, very off kilter and whatnot. I mean, I found out this from a reliable source. They're like, "Where's Jay? Is Jay called out?" And you see, the funny part is, your old boy, they say, is in the red. I ain't in no damn red. I ain't green, but I ain't red. Well, I don't know. Maybe I am. I do wear red a lot. But look, here's the funny thing. As soon as they mentioned that I had time and I didn't have to show up to work, he ran right back out the stuff's funny. You see, the thing is that, you know, don't lie. And don't try to pin just because you run a dysfunctional store on the people that work there. I don't like how they treat the people there. That's the reason why I'm such a huge troll over there. You know, because like I said, I don't like the way they treat the people there. And I damn sure don't like how they try to throw stuff on me. But you're only asking for trouble anyway. You can just see like the Bugs Bunny ears just coming out of my head when you know that one way or another I'm going to get you back for some stupid stuff, like today even. One of these would-be pseudo-managers, you know, you call them team leads or whatever, they try to hand me these signs for like resets. And I could do resets. I've spent most of my life resetting stores and everything. But you see, the problem is this moron here tried to act like she was running a dictatorship. I looked at this crap, and then I looked at her, and then I looked at the crap again, and then you could just see the trademark J-Man smirk about to come up. And man, see, she gave me these signs. And then, you know, there's these clips that you put on the signs. And these signs didn't fit or anything. So you know what the hell I went ahead and did, right? Put them up in an obtuse way. I crumpled some of them up. I even twisted some. Slide them right into slots and everything. And, oh, man, it looked like a damn... It looked exactly like a damn... You've seen Picasso's Guernica, right? Oh, it looked awful. I mean, one way or another, it was tacky, it was awful, and I was smiling as I did it. Because it just had to happen that way. I give no Fs. Matter of fact, I still operate on NFG, so it was a high time for it. Now, before those of you raise your brow at me and tell me like how immature I was, I just have you to know you don't work there. And if you don't work there, good on you. But since you do... And if you are, and if you're holier than me, well, you know what? Good on you. But I managed to get a few good laughs out of it today, and I just didn't care, you know, and I don't care. Only reason why I'm there is to pay a bill and other things. Who the hell is posting at me right now while I'm on the show? More or less. Let's see if it's dirty enough so I can read it on the air. It is not Gibson. Darnell, Daquan, Kendall, don't text me on the show, man. Jesus Christ. Nah, I'm pretty cool with it, though. I mean, like, I don't mind that interaction of any sorts, but not while I'm really in the mood for the opening arguments here. And I hope all of you are doing okay. I mean, after all, stuff is starting to reopen. Technically, this is a holiday weekend. It is the holiday weekend to actually commemorate and celebrate those that died in warfare to allow us to have these freedoms that we take advantage of. And you see, it really don't feel like it, does it? You know, because, you know, like, even the people I see going up in there shopping, you can tell they're scared. Well, I mean the real reasonable people there. There are some good people out there. Very rare and very few, but I look at them and I'm like, and then I look at some of the product that a lot of us in that store put out, and it's not as, how can I put it? It's just not as lively as it was. Even as some people are on their way going to the beach right now, which is really, really questionable and dumb. Because, you know, sometimes it's pretty hectic to go to the beach, especially in Delaware during this time. Not saying that you shouldn't go. I'm just saying that, you know, one way or another, you want to be careful, you want to be safe. But, you know, there are people out there that don't want to do the mask thing. I understand. So that stuff can be pretty damn annoying, especially if, you know, it don't feel right against your face and all. You know, it's tiresome. Like, there are times where, you know, I slide my mask off. There are sometimes I forget I wear the damn thing. And, you know, now I'm like, I don't want this on my face. Especially when I got this nice, eloquent beard that just shows how sophisticated and dangerous I am. You know? Like, I really need to keep that showing. You know, I want to show people my trim mane to let them know what time of the season it is. Well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a looker, man. Pardon my French. Oops. I got to put this as an unrated episode now. But the truth is that, yeah, you know, like at the end of the day, it's more rules upon anything. And then you got some places that their doors are open, but not necessarily ready for people to sit in. You can tell that everything's a rebuild and a process. And certain places are not following up on it, and there are certain places that are unaccounted for. Because, you know, they just couldn't cover the times of inactivity. And it's just, it's wild to see where we go from here. I mean, I'm hoping for a full recovery for all 50 states. I'm hoping for, like, I think you can, from something, you know, I got to be careful about the news I read sometimes, too, because, hell, anything's just coming through the pipeline nowadays. Because I heard something about, like, you couldn't get a passport unless it was a life or death situation. And I'm wondering how the hell that's even a standpoint or a rule. I mean, I guess there are people out there that want to die in different countries or whatever, live out their twilight lives, all that sort of thing. But I'm just wondering how valid that is. I really got to go check that out. Because if there's one thing about me on my goal list here, one of it is for me to have dual citizenship with Canada. Oh, yeah, believe it or not, I'm going for that. You know, and I'm like, yeah, man, shoot, that's one of the places I want to live at for a little while. Don't worry, all of y'all out there that know about my big California jump. That's still happening. It's not happening right now, but it's happening. You know, especially with Corona getting out of our lives. Isn't that amazing how everybody wants to go ahead and jump in and start doing all that stuff that they want to do, but apparently the invisible enemy is still out there and increasing in numbers. Matter of fact, I think Delaware is on the verge, if not already, of breaking 9,000 or at 9,000, pretty much. Because we hit 8,000 not too long ago. One way or another, it's still out there. And where a lot of these tourists, or what we call them Taurons, you know, tourist morons, they're on their way down there right now in the fire pit. And then you got certain, I wonder what certain entertainments are going on down there. Might have to take a look at the list. Ain't gonna do it on this episode, though. But look, all I'm saying is, still celebrate, still have a good time. Find a way to do it, and do it responsibly. Don't do it to the point where it just puts your total health in jeopardy, man. Like I said, there's ways of doing this stuff, but one way or another, we handle it the way we normally do as a group. Irresponsibly, obtuse, and wrong. And that's just really sad about it. Now, just like in our little cold open today, I've managed to take a look at a few things. I see how that we as a society are still mistreating each other based on either the way we stand up to things or the fact that there is no self-respect for some people anymore. I mean, some people don't have it. Now, I'll always have the self-respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, one way or another, you can probably tell. I put myself first in a lot of things. And while I do have a love interest and I care about her and all, you know, it's like this. I'm not going to go ahead and covet and put, you know. Problem is, you got people who will go this far and put people on pedestals. You know, instead of putting themselves on a pedestal, but you see, me and that lady, we're on that same pedestal. It's a partnership. It's a team. It's something like that. That's important. But whereas other people, you know, they'll always put that one person before them. Now, what exactly do you call it? Do you call it honorable, or do you call it pushover status? What exactly do you call it? Well, there's a slang term for it now, and some of you are having a hard time handling slang terms. It's called a simp. It's a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them. Yikes. Simp is simply here to troll young men for doing anything for a girl to get some acknowledgement. Well, it's trending. Oh, okay. Generation Z, they're called Simp Nation. You know what? They got a term for everything, don't they? So, let me see. See, I'm Generation Y. I'm amazed that they're still using letters for some of this stuff. Because a long time ago, and I've said this many times, they try to lump us as one term called millennial. I remember somebody calling me a millennial one time. I said, up yours. I'm a generation Y. When I was around doing what I do, Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo were about. Everything was everything. Didn't have to worry about DLC. Didn't have to worry about too much. NBA was cool. As a matter of fact, you want to see some examples of that? Go watch The Last Dance, which was a pretty fun documentary. I don't care what anybody says. You see, there is such a thing as giving respect to somebody, especially if it's a significant other of sorts. And while it says it's an insult for men, I'm wondering if there's you gotta figure this. If there's a male version of something, there's a female version of something too. And then there's also, like, you go all the way with the gender thing out there, man. Whatever the hell somebody wants to be, I'm pretty sure there's a big slang term for it all. Because, like, you got to realize there's foolish people in every category. And I say that because we categorize people to the T, don't we? Oh, sure, we always try to say, like, not about no category. I am who I am. I'm neither gothic nor athletic nor nerdy or any of those things. I am me as a person. Yeah, well, that's true. But you see the way our society is, they lump you into something for God knows what reason it is. And then plenty of us manage to reach other status. Like, look, I try to figure out what category I'm in. You might as well just write my damn name, Jay. There it is. There's my category. Of course, a lot of people will probably be like, Jay, you're in the other category, aren't you? It's like, man, look, I break the law every time. So it's like, I say it all as I need to. And you can see it pretty much anywhere you go. If you deal with people in our society at a social rate, everybody's like this. They all have a level and a rank and a rating for themselves. I don't know where I am on the spectrum of things, and sometimes I really don't care. The only time that stuff should matter is with J360 Productions. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, like, for the longest damn time, I'll be honest with you, you weren't even going to know who the hell I was. Okay? The truth is, you were going to know maybe Mondo. You were going to know maybe Alan at one time. You were probably going to know them before you ever even knew who I was. I stepped right up into it because, hey, team leader, CEO. And then at that point, my dudes, they were falling apart. So I was like, well, I'm always ready to jump in. Then all of a sudden, jumped right on in. Then you started knowing who I was, and then you found out how awesome and a damn legend I am. Which, that story and that status is still growing as we speak right now. Because I ain't ashamed of who the hell I am. But yeah, I was always going to be the man in the shadows. Shadows are gone now. Somewhat. But yeah, I just look at it, man. And then, of course, while you are saying that these people are simps, I think a lot of them are on those, because let's be honest, there's a lot of beautiful, attractive women out there, and they do content creating too. And then some of them are looking in other ways. And then you look at people like that are on OnlyFans or on like Patreon and the private Snapchats and all that. Like, I can't necessarily get mad at them for doing those things because that's part of their business model. And like, sex workers are workers too, right? And they're not all sex workers. I mean, like, just because, like, anybody can get one of those and utilize it for something else. Ain't no different than a GoFundMe in a way. Just a little illicit, right? Ain't something wrong with something a little racy. I mean, everybody's trying to find some way to justify this stuff. But is pornography art? Yes. I think it is. I never had a problem with it, Like, I look at it and I'm like, okay, whatevs. But you gotta understand, I would only just support one at best. I'm not supporting 10. And then you see, like, all the packaging and stuff. Like, you got this one dude. He was out there throwing all this money, like well over $200 to $300 towards this person on OnlyFans. And she's got, like, a whole legion of followers. And he was throwing them in there hard money, man. In hopes of actually getting some action or going on a date. And I mean, like, he really was going at it. I looked at him, I was like, well, if you got a shot, some people get a shot, I guess. Some do. But then you got to realize how far-fetched it is, because when you look at the other followers in that group, and you're like, oh my God. And then this dude, then there was a case of another dude that actually threw a lot of his money away, like an arm and a leg base. Like, I'm talking rent is due money at another one. And it's just like, hey, my man, hey, you got a living to do, right? You got, like, stuff for you, right? Like, and I can understand supporting somebody, but you got to think about number one, man. The one that you wake up with all the time. The person you see in the mirror. Now, I know a lot of y'all are afraid of that because sometimes the mirror tells things that you just don't want to see or don't want to hear. And the truth is that, you know, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. You got to really, really take notes of how things are going. Because right now, you see, allegedly we are going into recession, or I don't know, some people say we never got out of it. But like right now, things are at that red sector. So right now, people have to kind of scale back a little bit. You know, throw a little chump change here and there. Like the $10 a month might not be so bad. Might not be. But then you have people that will find a way to ruin this or go too far with it. And you see, they're not taking care of themselves. I'm thinking this, okay, like if you're going ahead and you're doing your OnlyFans thing, say like the 5 women that you're supporting with your money, that $50 or so, right? All right, say you're doing all that, but you are actually taking care of yourself. You're putting your own well-being first. You understand that you're paying for a fantasy over here, and you work your way to the top. Well, eventually, you go ahead and you meet somebody on your own time, or you go ahead and you just reach out to someone else. You know what I'm saying? And then you wean off of all that because you probably don't need that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll realize that it's open for other people that were after you to go ahead and take rank and do what they do. Little things like that. You know, you got to go ahead and work on yourself. Like, your most important project. Okay, well, let me use me an example. You know what my most important project is? Oh, if you thought J360 Productions, that's nice, but no. If you thought being a guitarist and you thought about Ruby, my guitar, that's nice too, but no. No, my greatest works in progress and project is myself. You see, I always tell you, I'm not in my final form yet. I'm always working on me. You know what I mean? Like, all those differing shades and all those slices of life and moments, like, where, you know, you could probably see it in terms of this show, how things have evolved. Where, you know, I was a lot more vicious at one time and all that kind of stuff, and I was off the rails. And then nowadays, I'm actually approachable and sociable, and you can actually communicate with me on various levels. Or, you know, I already made a show for you all where we could all just be off the cusp and all. You know, little things like that. But you see, like, I'm always working on me. And while, you know, I show my support, I'm behind somebody, and, you know, my love interest, I'll always support her and help her out whenever I need to. That whole thing takes care of itself, you know? But I'm always putting me first. Like, if anybody's giving up $200 and $300 to somebody, it's J-Man giving up $200 and $300 to himself and his future well-being. That's it. You know, like the house I really wanted and all the dreams that I do. I don't fight for the things that I want. I fight for the life I want. And because of the way people are, I'm going to be fighting for a long damn time, and I'm with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when somebody tells me about high rent, I can cover it. When somebody tells me about, like, you know, the covering and taking care of overhead for, like, you know, J360 Productions, I got it. All that kind of stuff, yes, covered, because, you know, one way or another, I put myself first, and I ain't worried too much about, you know, other things. I mean, that stuff's entertainment at best. And then on the other hand, you know, you're paying for the fantasy. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily, you know, when you're doing the chugging, I'm sorry, no. I better not go ahead and let anybody else know that. But, you know, you can get those problems out of your system anytime you want to. And people should realize that. Now, this would have been a Slockomania episode, but right now, real life is kind of the movie, and you're seeing how certain characterizations that are taking place in it really need some help. If you know, and you probably know, come on, let a little reality get up in there. You know you've overspent on something, didn't you? Yeah, come on. We've all done it. A lot of us have done this kind of stuff before. Now, you got some other people out there, it's like this. Have we all played the simp game once? Yeah, of course we did. And you know how I know? Because some of y'all will sit right there and be like, it would never happen to me. It probably did when you started your game on trying to meet women too. I mean, I remember one time, I've done it. Not like to the degree of these people and giving $200, $300 away, or go ahead and say, yeah, you know what? Go ahead and take off one of my nuts, so I don't need that no more. No, I would never do a thing like that. But there was one time where I was a little too giving, and granted, I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but I got a pretty good lesson out of it. And I came back with revenge because, see, like, I was a young, I was a young middle school kid. I really cared about this one girl at the cost of my own self, and I never let it happen again. You see what I'm saying? And that's when you're like a kid. That's when you're like, you're preteen and all that stuff. She never had a good reason for any of the stuff that she did. But granted, when it clicked and I stood up to a lot of the stuff that went on and my self-respect flew up out of nowhere, that's why I became who I became after a while. Like at the end of the day, it's hard to say because some people, it'll click for them. Now, before you already say like, Jay, some of these people are in their late 30s and early 40s and all this other stuff. Once again, some people are just a little derp. I mean, it happens to a lot of people, Even I have my crazy moments, too. I mean, granted, I'm not going to spend money foolishly. Like, I remember this one lady. Like, some of these people are arrogant enough to even try to say, I can't talk to you unless you give me $25. I'm like this. I keeps my money. Beat it. You're not AT&T, and you're not Verizon. And if anything, go get a real damn job at those places if you want money like that. Shoot, I would love to get a $25 a month bill, huh? Well, gee, where the hell would that be? But the point is this, like, she was like, what, some plus size model on a unicycle or something like that? It was really ridiculous because she thought because, I was chilling at home in my casuals, which there's a lot of pictures of me in my casuals, right? And she thought I was a lonely dude. Just because I go solo and I travel alone does not mean I'm lonely. And if I am lonely, doesn't mean I'm desperate. You see what I'm saying? I work well within a group of friends, and I work well by myself. It's kind of a oxymoron kind of thing. Because some people, well, no, it isn't. Because you see, some people have this whole ideal that just because you are chilling on your own, you're lonely automatically, or you're like you want to pay for something. I'm not paying for that. Not at all. And then at the end of the day, try to get smart with me, try to say I'm broke. I'm like, once again, I ain't a damn millionaire, but I ain't broke. Hey, you ain't worth spending no damn money on, you friggin' sow. That's what I call her. Now, before some of you out there probably say, well, Jay, you used that term. That's just not right. You should never call people that. At that point, that person wasn't necessarily a person anymore. That was my enemy. That was somebody that needed to be brought down a peg or two. Needed their own humble effect, and needless to say, I took it upon myself to cross that threshold. Now, I'm not going to call you out of your name unless you try to insult me. And as far as I'm concerned, that right there wasn't something to praise. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. You'll notice this because once you see how the interaction goes and you see how things play out, you got to realize you got to take care of yourself. If there's something there that's not helping you grow and the communication is not as good as it used to be, that would be the perfect time to bounce. That'd be the perfect time to look at that in the eye and just say, you know what? I had my fun. I got my look. I ain't getting nothing else in between all this. I'm going to go ahead and dry up this well. I can't tell anybody else what to do with their money, but I can tell myself what to do with my own damn money. I'm going to take my money and leave. I'm going to take my money and invest it in myself. Treat yourself! You know, for those of you that watch Parks and Recs. But the truth is that there's always something else you could be doing. You know, you could actually read up on investing. You could actually read up on, and I mean prime investing, something that can actually benefit you at 10 years down the road, or hell, even 5 years if you're lucky, but who knows? But at the end of the day, don't throw all of your stuff over to these other people out there, and be mindful of what the hell you're supporting. If this person is really, really arrogant, like, you know, some of those women on Twitch or some of those men on Twitch, hell, let's be honest. Everybody's involved in that crap. Like, if you're always thinking one way or another, those people aren't able to give money, you got to figure this. The ones that are taking the money and stuff, and they're not giving you credible content, or at the end of the day, you know, you're not getting any of the stuff that you believe you're entitled to, stop paying in on it. Stop, you know what I mean? Stop investing in stuff like that. Find something else. Not a drug or anything, but find something else that really helps you grow. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to take money from other content creators out there. Like, at the end of the day, like the Patreon page I'm building, or, you know, the GoFundMe and stuff. Or hell, I could just start my own OnlyFans where I become my sexual persona, Bronx J-Man. And you see, the thing is, you'll never find an afterglow like mine. And then you get to see just how beautiful Nubian skin can be. And don't you look away, because I know some of you ladies like that right now. And hey, you know, I might have some male figures out there that actually think I'm pretty lovable and always thinking that they could have me at any moment's notice, and no, they could not, because I don't swing that way. But you see, the thing is, ask me about my afterglow. No, don't. Even though it does happen, and it's the most beautiful damn sight you'll ever see, but, well, some of y'all will never see. But the thing is, yeah, I could go ahead and just lotion myself up for about $200, $300. And then all that stuff will compound, and then, hey, I'm over there in the West Coast quicker than you think. Quick as Krona. Hey, look, she's been in our lives. We can make fun of her now. But you see what I'm saying, right? Like, one way or another, there has to be some user responsibility and things, and you can't just go ahead and take it out on them just because you ain't getting that fantasy together, or what do they call it? Like, you know, the house in the hill, the wedding, and all that. And come on, man. Little things like that, especially if it's 5 of them. You know, and then after a while, if you'll notice this. See, J-Man doesn't explain this much, but J-Man been around too. You know, I've seen enough TNA to keep me content, and tapped it. But the thing is, you all out there, you know, be mindful what you spend money on. And truth be told, I'm not supporting. And truth be told, me on the other hand, I would just support just one. You know, and I have a shot, but that's different. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, some people have a hard time with it. But then again, there are some ASM artists out there that get stalked on the daily because, you know, the way their voices are and how they, you know, they got some male fans out there. Like I said, you got some Marvins from the Players Club out there that will happily go that extra mile. And I was going to play that clip for you all, but couldn't get to it in time. But Homeboy was out there waiting. He was near her house waiting for her to get home in hopes of actually getting somewhere. You're like, I spent a lot of money on you. And you act like I don't deserve shit. Oh, man. I really felt for Lisa Ray in that movie because she went through a lot of hell just to try to go and, you know, work in broadcasting just like yours truly did. Only thing is I never had to do that. But if I had the chance to shake my ass on stage, how far would I go? Well, I don't know. That's the story for another, and whatever. That's the story for another episode, and no, I would never do it. Even though at the same time, I could kind of, work my mojo a little bit, get it kind of going a little, just gyrate my hips and play my harmonica, and I'm wearing like a Conan the Barbarian outfit, but whatever. Hate to leave that image in your mind, but that you gonna hold on to that for a little while. Oh man, but like I say, don't be a simp. Like, if you're gonna be a conscientious shopper, be one. Have some fun with this for a little bit, but do note that sometimes things come to an end. You'll outgrow it because self-respect will develop, hopefully, because there are some people out there that will not do it, and they're out there to this day without money wondering what the hell happened. And if you're a follower of me and a student of me, or subscribe to some of these things that I tell you, it's just a lot of responsibility and truth, man. In addition to a lot of humor. And, oh yeah, those of you people out there that keep things male, female, and try to blame that it's all men, I wish you all would just open your damn eyes for a little bit. Yeah, I know I got high senility to the T, but not when it comes to social stuff. I should have just said it. I mean, I already said the S word earlier, but look, not when it comes to social stuff. Get it together. Things are not always what they seem, especially on the net. And when you really think about it, though, there's some female stalkers, too, that will happily say, yeah, slay, queen, slay, but, tonight I'm going to show you exactly how things be going on the other side of the spectrum. And see, at that point, because some of y'all never had that before, you start to be nodding and saying, you right. Ugh. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I might be sitting there looking at that myself, be like, Hey, but I ain't got no problem with any way the pendulum swings. I'm just letting y'all know, So don't let goitis or the GIF actually change your, curb your enthusiasm a little bit. Anyway, though, that's pretty much what I got for you all. There's no Sockomania entry this time. There will be one next week. Don't you worry about it. I mean, because everything was supposed to be a lot bigger than it was, but, I kind of had to scale back a little bit. But that's all that's right here for now. Speaking of which, the Uncut Show. Anybody that wants to be on J360 Radio Live, to email me, right? Or leave me a voicemail. And that's courtesy of the hotline. And I'm not going to tell you all that stuff right now. Actually, why not? The hotline is 240-903-1634. And then the email is j360productions@outlook.com. And that we don't need it for next week, but I do need to kind of get a slot going for the week after next week. So that would be next Sunday. Okay? All right? Well, until then, this is the J-Man signing off. I hope you all were entertained and informed. We'll be back again at some other time, presumably next week, with a mini bite. So I'll catch you all later. By the way, be responsible and clean up your mess. Laters.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.